Good morning, everyone. I appreciate you coming on time. I am going to get started here right now. I'm going to try to keep this webinar pretty quick. I know everyone's tired. Everyone is probably very busy. Everyone is tired of being busy. This is a situation with this service that if you are interested in it, we're going to need to set up probably a 10 or 15-minute call and just kind of talk through the strategy and how it's going to help you. It's not, it's very customizable. So I think, obviously we'll go through that. So for those of you on today's call who do not know me, my name is Ken French. I have a small company by the name of Snoozy that has been in business now. This will be our 17th year in business. We specialize in helping independent agents with their websites and social media. My background has been in the insurance business. And certainly if you go to our website, you can kind of read more about me. What I want to talk about today is a new tool we have developed this summer that allows you to create customized AI videos very quickly. And, one of the things that I have seen over the last two AEPs is that, things are changing in this market. And basically everyone who is successful is trying to figure out how they become more efficient without losing that personal touch. And, what I have seen from a lot of what I call local agents, right? People that focus on helping people in their community, in their county, in their region, is they're still doing a lot of in-person initially to enroll the consumer. But when it comes to customer service, especially during AEP, they've had to kind of take a step back and do a lot more customer service over the phone or over Zoom. You just have to, especially with the Part D changes. You just can't be running around everywhere all the time, or you just can't be profitable. So obviously I've seen that from my clients. I've gotten feedback, a lot more emailing and texting through the CRMs, especially in the summer, to be proactive before AEP. Actually, if anyone was to ask me, like, what was the most successful thing you saw during AEP, I would use the word proactive. I found that my clients who were very proactive in the summer, they did fantastic this fall. The people that kind of were like, well, I'll kind of see how it all plays out, it didn't go so good for them, So I think where I'm going with this is there's less in-person customer service. The online communication is good, but it takes away a lot of that personal feel. And, I think the key to having the best of both worlds is to make some videos. And I've had clients over the years where we'll build landing pages in the summer and they will put a video on there of their face basically saying, hey guys, how's it going? It's July of, 2025. AEP's coming up in 90 days. And, never forget that I'm here to help you. Here are a few things you should do to get ready. And I guess where I'm going, guys, and I apologize for rambling, is I've seen that be very successful for a lot of agents. And I've pushed that on my clients. You should have a landing page. You should have a video. And, what I kind of get is that a lot of my clients are kind of like, I'm not great at making videos. I'm a little camera shy. I've tried in the past. It never comes out quite good. It always kind of looks unprofessional. Once I have the video, I'm not sure what to do with it. Or I've had people who will go locally to a local digital marketing company and they'll try to, get a video made professionally, and they'll come back and go, they quoted me $3,500, and like, this is crazy. I can't spend $3,500 on this video. All this just takes too much time and energy. So that is where we decided to try to find a solution for our clients. And with AI rapidly developing, I have found some technology that I've been able to harness that can just take your headshot and turn it into an actual real video. And for those of you that say, hey, this person looks kind of familiar, this is my sister. I used her initially as my test dummy. This is going back 9 months ago. But you can see a headshot picture of her, and then, with AI, turning that into a real talking video in a matter of minutes. Really the way the process works is, like I said, I would need some sort of decent picture of you. It can't be a picture that is from 1999 that you used a scanner to email me. It's got to be a pretty good digital photo taken from at least a cell phone. And what I do is I take that picture, I put it into this AI software that I have. It will then create a few versions of you that you can make the video. It'll put you in different outfits. Of course, you can use the actual picture as well. You can look exactly like you want to look in that picture. Then we need to figure out what the video is going to say. So you would need to come up with a script, maybe 6 to 10 sentences. The video really should be about 20 to 35 seconds. This is not going to be a 10-minute video explaining the differences between Medicare Advantage and Medicare supplements. That's not the purpose of this. When it comes to your voice, I can easily get your voice through the phone. We can record it that way. Or if you just don't love your voice, they have AI generated voices we can put in there. Of course, I would have subtitles on it. I find that those make it a lot easier for people to kind of figure out, what the purpose of it is. But again, going back to the beginning, we're not just making videos to make videos. There needs to be some sort of strategy. And I'm just going to kind of click back to my website here. And for anyone after this who wants to learn a lot more, just go to my website and click on 2026 new features. And the first thing that you'll see is the AI, video creation. Click on the view sample videos. And, I've created a few samples. Now, one thing that I'm very sensitive about, and I've had problems with clients lately, guys, and I don't know why, but they're always like, I want to see another agent's video. And, with a website, I'm okay with that, showing them kind of what their website looks like. But to me, these videos are a lot more customizable. And I feel like it's almost like they're my patient. I don't want to show you their medical charts. Okay. So I've created some samples of kind of very similar to what I've done for other agents. And, I think what I was talking about before was kind of having some sort of landing page, right? For before AEP that you can text or email or put in your CRM and send out to your whole book of business, where basically, like if we take this summer for an example, you're kind of giving an overview that, hey, things are changing. Some carriers are leaving the market. Here's what I'm here to help you. And, obviously here's a sample of a video where it's kind of saying that to the person. Maybe this is a client you haven't seen in a year. So I think having your picture, having the video there, they remember who you are. They now feel like they're being talked to directly. Yes, you have the content there, but the key of having some sort of landing page would be to get them to go into Retire Flow or to go into your drug form or to go into your calendar and prepare them for AEP. So to me, that's kind of one kind of video I saw this summer that worked great. I call it a seasonal landing page proactive AEP video. The other thing that worked really well is I had a lot of clients who were doing workshops. They were trying to get people to register for these workshops, and they were doing mailers. So we made landing pages that had a QR code and just kind of had like a simple video on the landing page that, talked about the seminar, why you should come, what's going to be talked about, and just kind of having some additional information. And I found my clients who had the video got a lot more registrations for their seminars they were doing. Look, these are all customizable. We can build any type of thing you want. I think the simplest thing is just to kind of have some sort of initial, welcome message on your website that introduces, hey, this is who I am. I do in-person appointments. I've been doing this for 20 years. I'm local. And, the next step, if you want to work with me, is to click on my calendar and set up a consultation. I think that kind of stuff you should have right now. And I think the right answer is to make your own videos. Like, you don't need Ken. But if you're at the point where you're kind of like, you know what, I'm not able to execute it. I think that's really the purpose of what I'm trying to bring to the table here. And I'm trying to bring it to the table somewhat efficiently and afford, as best as I can, affordably. What our cost is I'm going to charge $50 per setup of, each video is going to cost $50. That's just, it is what it is. It's basically my cost. And we would have to set up, like I said, probably a 10-minute call. I would just want to go through, what is the purpose of this video? Where is it going to fit in? How are we going to use it? I want to make sure we talk through it so I can help you come up with a good plan. Then I'll need some sort of headshot from you. And like I said, it'll be a $50 one-time fee. And then if you're a current client, it will be $10 more a month. I need that for hosting because these videos are quite complex on how they work within the servers and stuff. It'll take about 24 hours to make the video. You will get the actual file, that you'll have the video file that you can use afterwards. Anywhere, right? You can put it on YouTube, you can put it on social media. Obviously, it'll be my job and my responsibility to help you get this on your website. And basically, I do have a few basic rules that I've had to put in place. Number one, you do have to be a Snoozy website client. One of the challenges I always run into is people will have these old websites or they'll use GoDaddy. Look, there's nothing wrong with that. But this kind of stuff I'm doing is cutting edge. It's unbelievably complicated. Literally like me pulling my hair out of my head complicated. There's no way I can try to make it work on what you have. I know I can make it work on my stuff, and I've put a lot of money into my stuff. So number one, you've got to be a website client with us to utilize this. Like I said before, we got to have a call. I got to kind of approve you for the project. I want to make sure that there's a sound strategy, right? And again, 3, I need a picture of you. And then 4, if you really want your voice used, which I would suggest, I am going to need your help. We'll have to set, during the call, I'll have to kind of put you on speakerphone and have you read a special script and it'll record your voice. It's easy, but I'm going to need obviously going to need your help. So that being said, I will try to send everyone a little bit more information after this. I do see some questions that come in. I'll try to answer them. But really what the next step is if you're interested in this, just if you're interested, I'd be more than happy to chat and just kind of talk through like, hey, does this work for me? Does this help me on what I'm trying to do? Like I said, this is groundbreaking stuff. And I just go back to the basics that the industry is changing and it's about who can communicate with their clients the best. And I think about all the people that kind of suffered this AEP. And I don't mean to point fingers at them, but a lot of them didn't do a good job at communicating to their clients. And their clients kind of felt like they were abandoned to some extent. And they got mad at the agents. Hey, I didn't know this was happening. You didn't tell me anything. I haven't heard from you in a year. So I think having a proactive approach to dripping on your clients and to having like a video that kind of shows your face, they remember who you are. These are just simple things. I'm not saying they're the magic answer, but I think it will help, with retention over time. One question, which is good, is there was a question about the $10 per month. So just going back to the cost, let's say you wanted 3 videos created, it would be $50 per video, and it would be a one-time $10 fee for me in your monthly cost with me. So it wouldn't be $30 per, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be $10 per video. It would be a one-time $10 increase because I kind of have to upgrade the base technology your site has, is really what it comes down to make it all work. All right. So that being said, I appreciate everyone's time. Oh, I'm sorry. I see one more question. The question is just basically how long does it really take to make these things? I think it's about a 24-hour process. We'd have to have a call, go through stuff, and then you got to give me about 1 business day, and then I'll send you a draft of the video. Once it looks good, we'll format it, we'll get it in. Anyway, all right, guys, appreciated your time. Best of luck. Have a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Stay safe. We'll all talk soon. Thanks again. Bye-bye.